Hello, everybody, and good morning. Let's get into it. So today I'm going to talk about Chris Paul and what I think about him going to the Suns. But right now, let's get into James Harden real quick. This is from SportsCenter on their Instagram. It says, after turning down the chance to become the first $50 million player a year in league history, Houston Rockets guard James Harden has made it clear to ownership that he's focused on a trade to the Brooklyn Nets. So he's done with Houston. He was going to be making a good amount of money. It's going to be $103 million altogether. That was going to be the extension, and he turned it down. So he's ready for something different, something new. How will he do with the Nets if this trade does happen? I don't know. I'm not for sure. I don't want to talk about it until it does happen, if it does. So once it does happen, I'll talk about it the next day or whatever. But right now, let's get into what I think about Chris Paul going to the Phoenix Suns from the Thunder. So as everybody knows, he was just traded. I think he's going to be great for Phoenix maybe. Now, Chris Paul is a veteran player. He's not near as good, I don't believe, when he first got into the league, he was really good. But now, he's kind of going down a little bit. However, is this somebody that Phoenix could use? Yes, Chris Paul is very intelligent. I think he's a good athlete. He's kind of had a couple of off seasons, give or take. And you got to build a team around him. And I think Phoenix has the players. It's just they need a leader, I feel like, on that team. I don't feel like they have a good enough leader. Now, Phoenix Suns on Monday acquired all-star guard Chris Paul in a trade with the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is an article from ESPN.com. In return for Paul and for Abdel Nader, the Thunder received Kelly Oubre Jr., Ricky Rubio, Ty Jerome, Jalen Lecque, and a 22 and a year 2022 first round pick from the Suns. That's harder to say than you think. So Suns owner Robert Sarver is bringing in the future Hall of Fame guard and franchise leader to Phoenix, delivering star Devin Booker a running mate, which is good. I'm anxious to see how well these two will work together. It's going to be incredible to see somebody like Devin Booker being hooked up with Chris Paul in this category and figuring out, can they work together as a team? What will Chris Paul bring to the team? I'm not for sure. We'll find out soon enough, since the season's starting back in a few weeks, which is exciting enough because it just ended. But now we get to have basketball over again real quick. So maybe things will be back to normal, though, next year. Who knows, right? So after finishing last season by going 8-0 in the bubble and establishing momentum, the Suns are set to become a factor in the Western Conference season. I believe, yes, that they will be a factor. They are a team probably you need to look out for, but don't take as a threat quite yet. That's my opinion. We are excited to welcome Chris Paul and Abdel Nader to Phoenix. Suns general manager James Jones said in a statement. So he said that Chris's leadership and competitive approach to the game will have an immeasurable impact on our team. I agree, because I feel like Paul does have the leadership that they need, and he does have a competitive approach. I love his competitiveness. He loves the game, and you can tell. He is 35 years old, though, but he reunites with Suns coach Monty Williams. So there you go right there. This is going to be the perfect matchup. He already knows how Williams coaches and all that. So I don't think that this is going to be a huge change for Paul, besides just the players being around him, different players. So even though Monty Williams only coached the point guard for one season in New Orleans, I think it's going to be, and it's been pretty much 10 years. So in that time factor, you do change a lot of ways, I feel like. But however, they do know each other. This trade, I don't know. It's exciting to see things like this happen, because you want what's best for your team as a general manager, as a coach. And looking from it from a business perspective, since I do have a degree in sport administration, I've had to look at a lot of these kind of things differently from a business point of view. And I feel like from a business point of view that the Suns are getting a good deal out of this, and that they are looking for a leader. And they show that they are, and they did what it took to get them. And here you go. It's all there is to it. They went 8-0 in the bubble. The Suns are looking for that. They got that momentum. Now they're looking for more momentum, and they got it. And now they're going to be probably successful. Whether or not it's this season or next season, they will be. Am I saying that they're going to be total playoff contenders? No. Will they have a winning record? They have a good chance. Will they win a championship? I don't know. I mean, you never do know. That's the thing. That's a good factor with this. Devin Booker does deserve a championship. I feel like, but he's still a young player in all sense. He's got a lot of growing room, if I can say that. So, yeah, I think it's going to be great. So, we'll see. Now, I don't know. And now, like, Chris Paul came out with a statement back, I think, in December. And he stated that I used to get so excited before games about the plays he was drawing up. Talking about Monty Williams. So, this deal was just waiting to happen eventually. Now, Paul was acquired by the Thunder from the Houston Rockets last summer, of course. So, I feel like it was longer than just last summer. Gosh, okay, so, I mean, Houston got a good deal. Don't get me wrong, but Houston didn't show anything for it. Granted, they didn't have that great of a coach either, but, we're not going to go into that territory right now. It just, I don't know. I'm just not going to go into that detail. So, I don't know. This article is really, really long, so I'm really not going to go into, every bit of it. But I just feel like that it was a good trade all in all, and that it was just bound and determined to happen. Is Chris Paul excited? I mean, who wouldn't be? Getting to play underneath Monty Williams again, I think that would be an honor. I really think that he's a decent coach, all in all. However, you got to think about, too, that he's not getting younger, and he's got to worry about his body kind of giving in on him and about injuries and this and that. So you got to really think about that as well. But he will be a good leader for this team. I'm excited to see it happen. So Suns showed that they're serious about it, and they got it. They did it, and they got it. Now, I heard that the Suns got more of a, not the Suns, but the Thunder got more draft picks out of this too. So how true that is, I don't know, because I couldn't find it again. Maybe that's just me being a lack of able to see things right now. I don't know, because there's so many things when you look things up that I just probably overlooked it somewhere down the line. But it doesn't matter now because the deal is done. It's exciting to see Chris Paul going to another team again and see what he can do it there, because Thunder was basically a flop almost in a way. I hate to say that, but the Thunder's just not that good. I feel like they fell apart after KD left, after Harden left, Westbrook left. I just feel like it pretty much collapsed there. I mean, you're either with me or against me on this, but yeah. I don't know. I think Chris Paul's great, though. He's got a good resume background, and he deserves to go to a team that has a little bit of potential, and I think they do with Devin Booker on the team and then Rubio. So, we'll see. I'm excited to see all this. So that's my thought on it. I think it's going to be a great ordeal. I think it's going to be amazing to see Chris Paul actually being with the Suns. Suns used to be okay when they had Amari Stoudemire there, but that's been ages ago now. So yeah, and Steve Nash, and so it's exciting to see if the Suns can kind of come back to the way they used to be and kind of get that momentum going and be good again, be decent again. So we'll see. I think Chris Paul can turn this team around, but we'll see. He's got the leadership and the competitiveness of the game. He's a champion at heart, and he's got it. He's going to lead this team, I feel like, pretty well, So that's all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. See ya.